process of immunizing 3 additional police officers. The public health nurse also provides blood pressure screenings and serves as a source of medical information resource at the Council on Aging on Monday afternoons. So I don't know if you have any specific questions.
I'll ask the board. Questions?
Budget.
Just a comment is that this year we appear to be in sync, right? Administration, Board of Health, this is all a good thing. We certainly have a more clear understanding as to, just because of what we went through a few months ago, a clear understanding as to, the functions and costs associated with those, and that's a good thing. So I'm just happy to see that we're in the administration's in accord. As far as the level of activity, as far as septic systems, we're getting busy with that. I think we're getting a little bit busier these days.
Yeah,
because as the homes age, scaling and.
Yes, and there have been, properties have been selling. Some of them, a number of them have been tear downs and just replaced and have been new systems. Others, I don't know, I mean, sad to say, they may be foreclosures and being resold, and the systems have to be inspected and brought up to standards. On the sale, so yes, last year, 2011, we did a lot more upgrades and repairs than we did in 2010, and likewise in 2010 there were more than probably 2009 and 2008 were a little slow on that end.
I got a question.
Michael?
You wrote about one of the accomplishments is the influenza reimbursement program.
Yes.
Is that was a new program last year? It raised $50,000.
Yeah, it wasn't just. It was mainly for we gave about not the seasonal flu vaccines that we gave this past fall, but the ones from the fall prior and into the winter prior to that. We gave up 1,000 immunizations and submitted billing for 900 of them. And so most of that is from that flu season. A little bit of it was claims that we had submitted the prior season, but not having submitted claims for so long, we had to completely refile with Medicare in order to get reimbursed for that money from probably the flu season in 2009. So it wasn't just one flu season that we got the 50,000 from. It was mostly one. But.
Is that about the typical amount, though, you would see annually?
No, I wouldn't say so, because we had a glitch last year, which we didn't know was going to happen. The state cut back our allotment of flu vaccine by 50%, so instead of 1,000 doses, we got 450 doses, and had we known they were going to do that, we could have purchased it privately. If we had a revolving fund, we could have purchased it privately and given more flu shots. We gave the flu shots. We didn't really have an intention of billing because the state said our target audience was the uninsured and the underinsured. So we weren't planning on billing when we started. And then as it played out, the state had a budget surplus. The Department of Public Health requested more money out of that surplus to buy additional flu vaccine. And when we were pretty much done with giving our flu shots, the supply of flu vaccine was unlimited. So the timing of it just didn't work out right this past fall to make it as successful as it was the prior year.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
So we don't anticipate, again, a windfall. I don't know, what's the reimbursement rate on a flu shot? If you had 450 that you gave out, and maybe you're going to get 80% of them, you might be eligible for something.
Yeah, we were able to bill Medicare Advantage plans and a group of private insurance companies through Mass Medical Commonwealth, something I think they call it. We signed up with them. So, yeah, out of 1,000 flu shots we gave out the year before, I think we're able to bill for 900 of them. And I'm not sure the exact amount that they reimburse for. I don't remember what the rates were. It may have been like Medicare, it may have been $25 per injection. I forget what the private insurance companies pay.
I thought, Martin, when you received the drugs or the vaccine free from the state, you couldn't charge for the vaccine, only for the service. Is that correct?
That's correct, only for the administration. But if I send in an extra copy of the forms for, I believe it's the private insurance companies, the state, because it's provided to the state with funding through the CDC, the state can recoup some of the money that's spent for the cost of the vaccine. But we can only get money for the administration.
Don?
You have to pay the nurses or whoever
We do.
is giving the vaccine.
We do.
So the $50,000 isn't cost offsetting that, isn't it?
Yeah, not much though. The expense with the nurses isn't a lot. The clinics usually run for 2 or 3 hours, and there are two or three clinics, maybe 4 sometimes. And we have some nurses that assist our public health nurse that works contract in the clinic, so they go fairly quickly, and it's not much of an expense at all, but there is some expense there. And we also pay, I believe it's for the roster billing, close to 10% of the claim amount for the data that we've collected to be put on rosters and sent to the different insurance companies and Medicare.
So what would you say is our net of the $50,000 that we collect from the insurance companies and Medicare?
I would say the expenses probably didn't cost more than $3,000.
That includes your administrative costs as well?
Yes. I'm just gonna add in the cost of syringes, but syringes aren't all that expensive, so probably around $3,000. Syringes, alcohol, pads, clinic supplies. It's not that much.
Any other questions for Martin? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank the Board of Health for being here. Bob?
Oh, yes. Gary, thank you and the entire board for being here this evening. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice sense, Rick.
Recreation.
My turn. You can sit here, Billy, if you'd like. You can sit in the front row. Let me know when you're ready to your page.
We're ready. We're ready.
You're ready? Well,
Yep.
that was quick.
Technology.
That's great. Well, my name is Maureen Stevens. I'm the Department Head of Parks and Recreation, and this is Billy Luca. He's the Chairperson of Parks and Recreation, and we're here to present our budget. So, you have before you our budget submission of $529,478, of which $124,377 is requested as a budget subsidy to our enterprise need. I'll get into that in a minute. I just want to let you know basically who runs it and how it works. So we have now a 7-person volunteer committee that sets policy and procedure, and we have a full-time recreation director, parks director, operations director. We have a part-time secretary, part-time programmer, 2 full-time parks employees, one of which is funded within the DPW budget. And we maintain many structures in North Reading, We have the artificial turf and track facility, soccer fields, there's 4 soccer fields, ball fields, tennis courts, and just, I could go on, but there's many things that we take care of here to keep upgraded and running in good shape amongst many playground programs during the summer, clinics, and just many fun events that we run all during the course of the year for everyone in North Reading. Our objectives for this year, obviously, are to offer the quality programming and keep our facilities upgraded. We're also going to continue to apply for grants and sponsorship opportunities, which we're fairly successful with on the sponsorship opportunities. We're really helped a lot by the public support with sponsorships. We want to upgrade our field permit processing. We want to install security cameras at Ipswich River Park. That seems to be something that is going to come to a reality maybe by the end of fiscal year 12. And we want to upgrade Clark Park playground equipment as well this year, coming up in fiscal year 13. So that's where we come down to our accomplishments. We did, in this last year, install a module on the Arthur J. Kinney turf field at the high school to the lighting system, which allows us to schedule the lighting, the stadium lighting, by the way of the internet. As a matter of fact, I got a call at 8 o'clock on Saturday telling me that he was done with his lights and I could shut them off a little early if I would, and I did. So that makes it very easy. You can do it on a smartphone, so that was a great thing. But with that module included the 25-year warranty on the lighting structure, which includes the entire lighting and bulbs and everything. So it's a really great facility, and we want to make sure it continues to be that way. We also installed a brick walkway and courtyard at the Arthur J. Kinney turf field with the memorial bricks and sponsored benches. So before it was just a dirt paved way to the facility, so now it's a beautiful enhancement to the facility. Parks and Rec and Land Utilization Committee worked jointly to install a 30-foot by 60-foot pavilion at the park through donations that were with land utilization money, and the Parks Department was kind of managed that in a way of getting it installed there. And there's other efficiencies that we've done. You know, we're on Facebook. We do all the things that we need to stay in touch with the public. So those are just a few of our major accomplishments and what have you. So that's pretty much what we do on a day-to-day basis, is taking care of all the facilities. As far as the need of the money, the budget subsidy includes, it's actually the operations director's salary as well as the parks director's salary, and there is an increase from last year due to some contractual obligations that need to be met due to increases that are contractual in nature. So for the most part, our budget from last year to our budget from this year in our own needs has gone up. We feel that our changes have been in the revenue with the leagues has gone down a little bit. We find that the people are picking either one sport. They used to do 2. We find that they do 1. So that brings a little dip. But what we're trying to do is make up for that in rentals at the park. We are renting out the pavilion. We are renting out the turf field as much as we can. We have some summer rentals set up for it, and whenever it can be rented due to lights, we try to do that. It's been pretty successful with the time constraints that we have to work around that, all the youth and high school needs that have to be met. So we get that done. And one of the things that we want to do in our capital is to enhance Clark Park playground. It is something that needs to be done. The $8,000 line item that we put in for it is just a small fraction. Martin's Pond has an association, and they're contributing $10,000, and they just requested that we fulfill the rest of the need at 8. So they do all the fundraising, and they've come up with the $10,000 and asked if we can come up with the rest. And we feel it's time to get rid of the old wooden structures because they've just been repaired time and time and time again, and they just need to come out, and the new updated equipment needs to go there. As far as our challenges are always space. We feel that we could do a lot better with more space. We could use another field. If we had another turf field, that would be great. I could probably rent that all day long, but I tell people all the time that we didn't get another field. We just enhanced the field we have, and it gives us a few more hours a day. But, you know, I could definitely use another field. And we could also always use a community center or something for recreation because we are contained